Hello everyone and welcome to Whimsy Wednesday. Also welcome to February. I'm kind of amazed that it's February. I have mixed thoughts because February for me is I get to start what I consider to be the straw spring season. But at the same time, the reality is I'm in New York, so while my hands and my head are thinking spring, it is most definitely winter out there. This morning was proof of that. Woke up to 6-8 inches. I'm not really sure. And that's actually less than what folks southeast of here got. So, yeah, snow. If you followed me for a while, you know I don't like snow. I try to say that with a smile. I'm not saying it with a smile. I don't like snow. I don't lightheartedly say that I don't like snow. I mean, I'm afraid of walking in it. I'm afraid of walking on ice because that's where I tore up one of my knees, was in a parking lot on ice, and I don't like driving in it because that's where I hit ice and went airborne. Actually airborne, rolled the truck 3 times. So for me, snow, walking in ice, driving in snow is anxiety. It's like days before nauseating anxiety. Though last night I slept very well because this morning I carpooled. Carpooling is lovely for the environment. Carpooling is lovely for my anxiety. So very, very grateful to my coworker that I get to carpool with on occasion. Yes, makes a world of difference in my life. So, coming into February, I want to continue some thank yous. Trying to get I have a list here. I have everything up. I want to make a point each month to say thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon. That's not the spot I wanted to be on. All right, I'm still like learning where things are supposed to be on their little dashboard. I want my people list. Come here, people list. Somewhere. That's not it. Maybe that's it. Possibly. Look it. Come on. All right. So, okay, so I have a few fabulous patrons. Now I don't have permission from everybody to say thank you. So at this point, I'm going to say thank you to Nancy. And I'm going to say thank you to my others. Let me know if you want me to say your names. I know for some Patreon pages, it's like everybody's automatically put on, but I just want to be really respectful of who wants their name shared. So thank you to Nancy and thank you to everyone else. If you happen to be watching, make sure you check the posts over on Patreon because I posted a few things from a, what do I want to call it? It's a hood that arrived that was a bit of a curiosity because they claimed it was one thing, and I'm like, it shouldn't be that. And the pictures that you'll see prove that no, it's not that. But it's also a good example of a what not to do, in my opinion, if I'm right about something. Which leads me to the thought that I might do a couple videos on a please don't do that. Or a video on please don't do that. And I'll get out 2 examples. This hood that I'm thinking of and this the shawl that I have that's that I had to have because it was a please don't do that. So, all right, now that I'm saying that, I realize, yeah, I have to do a video on those. All right, so thank you, patrons. If anybody's out there interested in becoming a patron on Patreon, I know the link's over on the right-hand side of the WordPress. And I'm getting better about putting them on YouTube. And thank you in advance if you're considering that. All right, so where's my list over here? Thank people. Chemise progress. So I wrote this list before I finished this. My plan had been find out what you wanted me to make and then make it in stages. That didn't turn out. So during the various Zooms and some other things, I finished the chemise. Learned a few things. It's entirely hand sewn. I also learned that I have no idea where I put my matching buttons. And yeah, it's sitting down here for a reason, because I'll bring it up in a second. Second, I learned Clara loves wool. Clara also likes linen. I have a suspicion that when I take it off of this table and go put it in the stack of period stuff, that she's going to acquire it for herself. Every time I got this out, she curled right up. Wanted like all of the linen. It was adorable. So I finished it last night. It's entirely hand sewn. I don't have a lot of experience with linen. Did the buttons, because I haven't even tried this on. So this is my yoke style. After looking at chemises around this area and knowing how my body works, it looks like it's huge, but it fits my not very small frame. What else have I learned? I learned that linen does crease nicely. And it's actually nice to hand sew. In terms of a top whip stitch, I liked that. Ended up using that all over on this guy. I need to give it a good ironing. I do think it's about twice the weight that would be ideal for a chemise. This may become a summer nightgown. We shall see. Where do I want to put this? We'll put it over here. All right. So now that that's done, I reach for this one. The next thing I decided to work on for myself. Oh, and you're going to notice, I decided in 2021, I'm going to make myself a few more things because the last few years, I really haven't made myself much. I've had like, make this dress, you know, on the list. And most of those dresses have been on the list for 2-3 years at this point. Years ago, I was making myself almost a whole new wardrobe each season. Now, okay, that sounds silly. This was when I was doing events almost every weekend, traveling a lot more. You know, I gotta say, I'm not sure how I managed to work multiple jobs. So when I was doing home visits and running the homework center and gallery managing and doing tours at mills, how I managed to pull off new clothes on a regular basis, I don't know. We'll admit at the time, okay, at the time they were cool. They were great clothes, but now in hindsight, not exactly authentic. And then life before, this is probably it, life before social media, I was making several new pieces a year, even when I started up at the school. So anyway, this year, I'm going to make myself some things. The top of that list is clothes to wear at the village that I can work in, and sew straw and present from on a regular basis. Something that's going to fit properly in the time period of the building I'm in most often. The first item I need for this, new stays. And notice it's a pattern. I I have to say, I have not used a commercial pattern for the sake of using a commercial pattern in a while. I use friends' patterns because they're my friends and I enjoy seeing how they write things. But this time around, I tend to drape everything or have someone help me drape when it comes to things like corsets. We're still in a pandemic, so I can't really invite anyone over to drape me a new corset or new stays. Like my Regency stays are custom draped for me. My mid-century corsets draped for me. So I decided to give red threaded a go. So many people talk well of red threaded, so I felt comfortable going with this. So here we are, got their pattern. This is their 30s, 40s. I'm looking forward to the lower bust and the soft stay section, realizing you can't see this through here. I'm going to do a lot of cording and quilting through here. My goal is having good support, comfortable support, but enough flexibility for my cranky scar tissue-y area. Which brings me to one of the things I'm stuck on. This is a back closing, back lacing. Here you go, for those that don't know. Corset. The front has a big bust. When this gets really tight, I can't turn. Like, I can turn a lot this way. I can't turn much this way. It's weird. So I'm considering a front closing busk, which is a little bit of a torment for me because I can't determine right at this moment whether that's right or not. I don't know this era as well. So I'm like, necessity, accuracy, it's a struggle. I know it shouldn't be, but it's a struggle. I'm not sure what I should do here. Yeah. Must decide before I cut anything out because I have all of the stuff. Must decide. All right, put that one over there. New goodies. All right. So Friday we didn't have school, and I went for my lovely massage. First one since before getting sick. Miss my massage. The massage helps with this mess. She's fabulous. And on the way home, I stopped at an estate sale. You know, I won't go to a grocery store, won't go to a department store, but I'll go to an estate sale. I'm not normal. I was having such antique shop deprivation, and I saw the sign, and it's one I know. It's funny, they're calling it a tent sale, but it really is a big building, and it's big, and it's open, and people weren't going to be close together, so I'm like, okay, I can go. So I'm like layered up. And since it was like really, really cold that day, not only was I layered up here and the coat and all, but I had like my layers quilted petticoat, this one. I wear my quilted petticoat when it gets really, really cold. So I'm wandering around, and the intention wasn't really to buy anything, and I completely forgot my phone in the car. I just wanted to see stuff. It's bad. As I'm wandering and I'm looking at stuff. It's a lot of like early 20th century stuff. So not really what I want. I went through all of the books thinking I might find one for my sister. A lot of, I should have told a coworker of mine, a lot of German books, a lot of Bibles, some medical books. So not anything of interest. The one thing that was there was a basket. So I bought myself a basket. There's a little boo-boo over here I gotta fix. It does have the little nails, but I kind of think they're hand done. I need to show this to Marie and get her thumbs up or thumbs down on it. But here's the deal. I need to bring it up. It's wide, it's shallow. And my thought process on this was it will work nicely for some display stuff. I'm trying to picture like how to put together things that look pleasing from a distance. So I was thinking I could put together little vignettes of stuff inside of the shallow basket, and that's easy to bring out to an event, and if need be, I can have the little vignette moved forward on a table or a bench or something. So that's the thought on this. Or I could like put something behind it and it would prop up and hold things. I'll admit, as I got home and was looking at it, I'm like, I could put some of the teddy bears and little dolls in here and they could have their own little picnic. So that might happen at some point. All right, so let me put these, how I was gonna do this, somewhat nice and neat. Let me go around their little table. Ta-da. All right, one more goodie. So I often like to just look through sections of eBay with some of my favorite keywords, you know, straw. In this case, I did use straw, and I'm going through books. And this one pops up, and it's called Chances and Changes. And I gotta look inside to tell you what line of library it was from. What, Miss Clara? Hi, honey. Oh, I can't see it. It's not on the cover page. Oh. Okay, so it's Chances and Changes, or Life as It Is. An illustrated in, The History of a Straw Hat. And this is by Charles Burdett. Here's the thing. Okay, so this one was printed in 69. The original was 45, from what I've gathered. This is literally a little story told from the viewpoint of a straw hat. And if you get going in the book, you realize the straw hat is actually a straw bonnet. So I had to have it. Wasn't a lot, but it was too cute. And it does have, like, in terms of book condition, it's rough. But it's an adorable story. I think I can link it into the post. I'm such an awful mommy. I completely ignored her. And you know what's really, really bad? I ignored her, and it's her gotcha day. We need to have a little gotcha party later. Back to the book. So, like, in chapter 1, we find out that the woman in France that actually sewed this bonnet hat had committed suicide. And then the hat makes its way to New York and tells a little bit of the history of the milliner whose shop it is now residing in, waiting to be decorated and go off. Then it goes to the conversation that happens between the proprietor and the customer about decorations and fashion and how this straw piece should get finished. Then we get an insight into what it's like to be an apprentice in the millinery shop, and the long hours and the exhaustion and the conditions. And it proceeds from there. I haven't gotten too far in. I've made it as far as the first owner and the relationship that develops between the first owner of the straw hat / bonnet and the decorator of the straw hat / bonnet. I won't tell you any more than that because that'll ruin that part of the story. So I will link it. It's adorable. It's adorable. I'll leave it at that. So I'm very happy that I picked that up. All right, what else was on my little list? I think that might be everything. All right, Shami's progress, hood's progress. I finished both pieces for the hood pattern. I just really have to sit down and finish the writing. The problem is my mind really has shifted to spring, and I don't feel like writing about a winter hood, which upsets me because I really wanted to have this done, in December, and now it's February, and I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Oh, we need a project. So it's been a while since we've done a project. I am thinking about doing some of the woven ribbon pin cushions. This means folks will need some ribbon, some silk scraps, 4-inch square should work. I can't remember the length of the ribbon. I will have to post that. And then some wool batting and some lining. Pretty easy. I'm not sure if I want to do that this weekend or if we'll do it next Wednesday, but soon. I figure if I say it, I commit myself. So yeah, we need to do a project. We've been lacking a project. I am thinking about redoing some of the favorites from the community cast for folks that are new to Whimsy Wednesday. For those of you who've been listening for a while, let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah, I think that's that. And Clara is now currently loudly eating over there. She's a good girl. So yeah, it's her 5-year gotcha day, which means she is 5 years and 5 months. She was 5 months when we got her. I could have done math the other way there. Yeah. She's a good girl. She got a little plump. Okay, so she got plump, and then during the pandemic, she got really plump because she decided she needed to eat whenever I ate. And there were phases where, frankly, I ate too much. So we're plump. Oh, and she knows I'm talking about her. So yeah, she's a good girl. Okay. I guess that's it for this Whimsy Wednesday. It is running a little later and a little longer. I'll get this uploaded, and I will see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.